सचिनंदन गौर हरि की जय। श्री राधा रानी की जय। राधा नाम परम सुखदाई, राधा नाम परम सुखदाई, राधा नाम श्यामा नाम परम सुखदाई, राधा नाम परम सुखदाई, श्यामा नाम लहर लहर श्री श्यामा ज्योति, लहर लहर श्री श्यामा ज्योति। Can you play on this song? Because I'm not getting that beats. Anyway, we're going to change the song because the Vedanta has to be.
Why? That's such a beautiful song.
No, but you know, the song has to be with the notes. So I'm getting disturbance with the notes.
तो गिरे करे ना वो कर लेते हैं।
अच्छा, anyway, some other version.
चलो।
Manare kahona gaur. Can you play on that?
That's more tough.
No?
No.
ये ठीक था वाला जी, ठीक है।
वो नहीं बज रहा। ठीक से बज नहीं रहा।
छोड़ दो ना उसको। करता
Without
हूँ।
बिना भजन क्या करते हैं? और बिना चप्पल के गाइए।
और क्या?
Okay.
ड्रम।
ये भी है महाराज एक हरी हरी कबे होबे।
ये अच्छा था। ये अच्छा था।
लहर लहर श्री श्यामा ज्योति, लहर लहर श्री श्यामा ज्योति, मन में मेरी समाई, मन में मेरी समाई, राधा नाम परम सुखदाई, राधा नाम परम सुखदाई, रट रट राधा जन्म बिताऊं, रट रट राधा जन्म बिताऊं, ब्रज गोपिन को शीश नवाऊं, ब्रज गोपिन को शीश नवाऊं, महिमा कहीं नहीं जाई, महिमा कहीं नहीं जाई, राधा नाम परम सुखदाई, श्यामा नाम परम सुखदाई, राधा नाम श्यामा नाम परम सुखदाई, राधा नाम परम सुखदाई, श्यामा नाम परम सुखदाई, ब्रज तज के मैं कहीं नहीं जाऊं, ब्रज तज के मैं कहीं नहीं जाऊं, रसिका संतन के दर्शन पाऊं, रसिका संतन के मैं कहीं नहीं जाऊं, रसिका संतान के दर्शन पाऊं, रसिका संतान के दर्शन पाऊं, जग से प्रीति हटाई, राधा नाम परम सुखदाई, राधा नाम परम सुखदाई, राधा नाम श्यामा नाम परम सुखदाई, राधा नाम परम सुखदाई, बोलो ओ राधा नाम परम सुखदाई, जय राधे 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 जय जय श्री राधे, राधे 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 जय राधे 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 जय जय श्री राधे, राधे 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 जय जय श्री राधे, राधे 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 जय जय श्री राधे, राधे 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 जय जय श्री राधे, राधे 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 जय जय श्री राधे, राधे 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 जय जय श्री राधे, राधे 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 जय जय श्री राधे, राधे 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 जय जय श्री राधे, वृंदावन विलासिनी राधे राधे, अष्ट सखी शिरोमणि राधे राधे, माधव मोहिनी राधे राधे, कोथा गो प्रेममयी राधे राधे, गाय गो प्रेममयी राधे राधे, सोमा गंगा सोमा जगे राधे राधे, राधे राधे जय राधे राधे, राधे राधे जय जय श्री राधे, राधे 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 जय जय श्री राधे, राधे 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 जय जय श्री राधे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, जय हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, बोलो हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल, 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 हरि 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 बोल, हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि हरि बोल, मंथन होने दो आज तो। अच्छे अच्छे विचार आ रहे थे दिमाग में।
इसलिए मेरा फ्लो में नहीं रुकना है।
हाँ वो अच्छा
वो बाइक ठीक है कि तो दलवा दे उसको।
ना ये ठीक है whatever this is good
वो बेटर है उसका साउंड इतना स्प्लिट
that's
कर
nice then why you gave me this
आवाज भी हम
महाराज पकड़े हैं।
बहुत दिन बाद हम लोग टेस्ट किए ना माइक को।
बहुत दिन के बाद प्रोग्राम हो रहा है इसलिए।
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि कृष्ण
क्योंकि अब तक जो का खींच रहे तो आवाज स्प्लिट कराते थे।
स्पीकर
इससे बंद की पानी है
हरे कृष्णा
कुछ सीखते नहीं है। हाँ?
बैठिए
तो हो गया।
ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरुवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकाय तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। जयतां सुतपङ्गुर्मम मन्दमतिर्गति मत्सर्वस्मदाम्बुजो श्रीराधा मदनमोहन भक्त्या विहीनाय अपराधदर्शे क्षिप्तश्च कामादितरङ्गमध्ये कृपामयि तं शरणं प्रपन्ना वृन्दे नमस्ते चरणारविन्दम्। तत्त्वा सुतुस्तज्य सुरीप्सराजलक्ष्मी धर्मष्टार्यवशस्यदगादरण्यं मायामृगं दैत्यप्सितवद्वधावत् वन्दे महापुरुषते चरणारविन्दम्। वन्दे महापुरुषते चरणारविन्दम्। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Remembering and paying obeisances to my Diksha Gurudev and Shiksha Gurudevs, entire Guru Parampara and all the associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sri Radha Thakur ji naam
राधा दामोदर जी।
Sri Radha Damodar ji and Radha Madhav ji, and to all senior devotees Sri Bhumipati Prabhu ji, Sri Pandey Prabhu ji, Mata ji and everyone, please accept my humble obeisances. A wonderful topic was been raised by Sripad Bhumipati Prabhu. And he himself answered his own questions, and further Maharaj elaborated on that beautifully about bhakti. The topic was bhakti and Vaishnavas. It begins with bhakti. And while Maharaj was speaking, this verse was sounding in my head from 10th canto, the last verse of Rasa Leela, where Shukdev Goswami is giving benediction. Vikridam Rajabadam Idam Cha Vishnu. There's a benediction, Ashirvad. So, Shri Jiva Goswami Pad described that in 3rd canto Srimad Bhagavatam, when Shri Kapil Bhagwan instructing Mother Devhuti, when Mother Devhuti approached Kapil Bhagwan with a question, I'm tired of enjoying my senses. Oh my son, what I'm supposed to do? And Shri Kapil Bhagwan begins answering that everything comes out of attachment of me and mine. But then she said, it's a very strong bondation and attachment. How to cut that? And further, Shri Kapil Bhagwan describing only with association, Satang Prasangam Mamavit, by hearing topics from my sadhus. But there Shri Kapil Bhagwan also describing bhakti can be performed in the mode of ignorance, passion and goodness. abhisandhaya dampa matsarjam eva. When bhakti is performed with envious mood, with competitive spirit, like, oh, you did program and you prepared 10 preps, I'm going to prepare 20 preps. So with envious mood and all, this is ignorance. Vishya sandhaya, when bhakti is performed for gaining material benefits, that's mode of passion. And bhakti is target for achieving mukti, liberation, that's mode of goodness. So bhakti never be in the three modes of nature, but to facilitate those who are in these three modes of nature, Shri Bhakti Maharani, she descends from her very superior platform down to those people who are in these three modes of nature, facilitate them. Because Hari Bhakti Mahadevya Sarva Muktat Siddhi, Shri Bhakti Maharani, she's like a queen. When she walks, then all the riddhis and siddhis, means perfections and liberations, they follow Shri Bhakti Maharani. They sprinkle scented water and they hold umbrella and they perform chamar, seva, fanning Bhakti Maharani. Yeah. So Hari Bhakti Mahadevya, she is Mahadevi, Maharani. Shri Bhakti Maharani ki jai. So Shri Jiva Goswami Pad described in Sandarbhas, Bhakti never touched these three modes of nature, but she descend a level down to help those people who are in these three modes of material nature. And Shri Jiva Goswami gave a reference from the pastime from Srimad Bhagavatam of Shri Vaman Bhagwan. Another name of Shri Vaman Bhagwan is Upendra. Upendra means younger brother of Indra. So I don't know English terminology, but जब उप लग जाता है ना, उपसर्ग लग जाता है, तो छोटा हो जाता है. When there is a word up, that denotes inferior.
Upwas means near, no?
वो that उपवास is different. This is up. Upendra. Upendra means younger brother of Indra. Shri Vaman Bhagwan, he became the younger brother of Indra. So even accepting and adopting the name Upendra, any harm in his glories? He is still Lord, he is still Bhagwan. But he willingly accepted Indra as his elder brother. If Shri Vara Bhagwan, he manifests from the nostrils of Brahma. We cannot say Brahma is father of Vara Bhagwan. We cannot say. Vara Bhagwan is son of Brahma. He is still Lord. They maintain their position, high position, Lord, at the Lordship. Similarly, Bhakti also, she is beyond three modes of material nature. She can't touch these modes of these modes of nature, material nature can't touch Bhakti Maharani. But if she wants to touch, who can stop her? Because as Maharaj was describing, she is independent.
Yeah.
She can go anywhere. She can sit in anyone's heart. Gurudev's favorite line: she can go and sit in everyone's heart, anyone's heart. Otherwise, Vyadasra Acharan. What was the Acharan conduct of Vyad, that hunter? Was good conduct? He was killing animals half dead. Bhakti Maharani is independent. What was the Acharan conduct of Ratnakar, Valmiki? Killing Brahmins. So Shri Rupa Goswami Pad in Padyavali is describing there is no any consideration of age, purity, impurity, conduct or bad conduct for bhakti. And in Padyavali he gave a verse. Vyadasracharan dhruvasya chavayo vidya gajendrasya ka kubjayo kimnu ram rupadikam kimtam sudamno dharam vamsh ki vidurasya yadapate ugrasya kim purushaha bhakti tushyati bhagwan naja guner madhava. Bhakti tushyati Bhagwan. Only bhakti satisfies Bhagwan. Qualities have nothing to do with bhakti. Your qualified to sing good or you can't sing good. It has nothing to do with bhakti. So Sri Rupa Goswami Padi gave a couple of examples. Vyad Sacharan. Oh, what was the conduct of that hunter? But he attained bhakti. Dhruvasya Chavayo. If we say Dr. Pandey is 75, not 75, let's say 65, and he's senior citizen, so he can perform bhakti, and those who are young ones, they can't do. Dhruvasya Chavayo. What was the age of Dhruva? 5-year young boy. And what was the age of Prahlad Maharaj? In the womb of the mother. Vidya Gajendra Saka. What was the knowledge of Gajendra, that elephant? You know, anyone who has no knowledge say, you have elephant head. And on the top of that animal, elephant. Oh, if someone is very beautiful, oh, he or she is very beautiful, that means you can please Krishna. And one who is ugly can't please Krishna. Then Sri Rupa Goswami was saying, what was the beauty of Kubja?
Yes.
Hansh. Sadharni Rati. Kubja. And if anyone is very wealthy like Mrs. Pandey, so wealthy, she has properties everywhere, here and there.
What you are talking about?
Yeah.
चलिए, मैंने आप बोल रहे हो तो शायद हो जाए,
हाँ,
ठाकुर
होगा,
जी
जी
करवा
सकता है।
जाए। फिर मैं मंदिर ही मंदिर बनाती रहूंगी
Yes.
चारों तरफ।
What else you have to do? Now just construct, build temples. No, she can just sign $2 million right away.
Yeah.
What you are talking about?
So if anyone say, and also Rati Mandiri Mataji, also, she can right away sign $1 million. So that means they have access to Krishna.
No.
And if a poor person in the street, he can't get Krishna, is there any consideration? Kim tam Sudamno dhanam?
Yeah.
What was the wealth of Sudama?
Yes.
Poor beggar? Oh, poor Brahmin, sorry. When Sudama was getting ready to go to Krishna, so as Bhumipatu is having this chadar on his shoulder, his wife gave him the best chadar she had at home to wear. There was no shirt, no kurta, just chadar. And when Sudama saw this, he said, wow, whenever I see this chadar, this shawl, it reminds me of Krishna. Because this shawl and Krishna is not different. The wife asked, this is Padyamali. Wife asked, how can you compare this shawl with Krishna? Sudama said, just like one of the name of my Krishna is Sahastra Netra, he has thousands of eyes. This shawl also has thousands of eyes. Just like there is no Adi and Anta, beginning and end of Krishna, this shawl has no Adi and Anta. There is no end, no beginning. So Kim tam Sudamno dhanam. What was the wealth of Sudama? Vamsh kim vidurasya. Or if you are born in a high class Brahmin family, it is certain and determined that you get Krishna. Vamsh kim vidurasya. What was the Vamsha? The dynasty of Vidura. Born in Shudra. Vamsh kim vidurasya. And if someone say, Bhumipati Prabhu is so muscular, like strong, and it's easy to get Krishna. Not possible. If anyone weak like me can also get Krishna. Vamshi Vidrasya Yadpate Ugrasya Kim Purusha. What was the strength of Ugrasen Maharaj? He was old, weak. These are the examples Sri Rupa Goswami Pad is giving. Bhakti Tushyati Bhagwan. Only bhakti please Krishna. Nacha Gunar Madhava. Not the qualities. It has nothing to do. So this shows Bhakti Maharani is so independent in nature. Because as Krishna is independent, Bhakti Maharani is also independent. Bhakti Reva Nayati Bhakti reva darshati, bhakti vash purusho, bhakti reva bhuyasi. It's only bhakti which brings one in proximity with Krishna. It is only through bhakti one can see Krishna. There is no other way out. No other way out. Bhakti reva nayati, bhakti eva darshati, bhakti vash purusho. Only bhakti can control and capture Krishna in the heart. So how to attain that bhakti?
Through the Bhaktaj.
Second verse, Srimad Bhagavatam. Sadhyo hridde avruddhati. The point is how to control Krishna in the heart. Sadhyo hridde avruddhati kritivi shushve tatshanat. If anyone not even started hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, but a deep desire in the heart, I want to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. Strong faith and love and affection, I want to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. Sadhyo means immediately, without delay of a fraction of a second, Krishna comes and sit in the heart. How can Krishna come sit in the heart when the heart is so polluted and contaminated? That's the question. So as Prabhu raised this question, is first the anarthas will go or first the bhakti will come? So here Sridhar Swamipad and Vishnu Shakur Thakur describes, with this strong desire of giving honor to Shravan, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, itself is beginning of Bhagavad Dharma. Beginning of Bhagavad Dharma. And what is that Bhagavad Dharma? Hey, just now the shloka was there. No, please. Take it. Sadhya punati sadharmo deva shudropihi. Shutino patito dhyat adrato vanu modita. Sadhya punati sadharmo deva shudropihi. Hearing. Shunito patito dhyat. Reading, speaking, and remembering. What? Bhagavad Dharma. Shuti, this is 11th canto. Shutino patito dhyat adrato vanu modita. And if anyone is not doing hearing, speaking, or remembering, but giving respect and honoring those who are doing this, Sadhyo immediately becomes so much powerful. Because Bhagavad Dharma, the only means to attain bhakti and controlling Krishna in the heart. Then how can Krishna come in the heart when the heart is so polluted and contaminated? How is possible? Because of the generosity of Shri Bhakti Maharani. She comes and sit in the heart and make a place for Krishna to come and sit there. It's not that first Krishna immediately come in the heart, but Bhakti Maharani, she comes, and when Bhakti comes, then Krishna is bound to come there. And that's the prominence and significance of spirituality of Bhakti over Karma and Jnana. Entire world is running after karma and jnana, and is so much detrimental to bhakti. And they think by performing karma and jnana we are also doing bhakti. But no, they take shelter of the limbs of bhakti to get their karma and jnana get nourished, and also to get perfection in their practices. Understand? And that's why Bhagavad Gita, karma yoga, jnana, bhakti yoga, and then jnana yoga. Bhakti supports both karma yoga and jnana yoga. Bhakti is never the limb of karma and jnana. Karma and jnana are the limbs of bhakti. Can you understand this? Karma and jnana, they are the limbs of bhakti. So only by Bhakti Maharani this is possible. And that's why Shri Narottam Thakur in this bhajan is saying, Prema Bhakti Jaha Haite Avidya Vinasha Jati. That was strong point Srila Gurudev in 90s when he used to come in Delhi when I was a student and heard his lecture. I was amazed because we never ever heard this before. Before, when we were practicing, we means me and my other colleagues that time, we always heard we have to first get clean, remove all obstacles, contaminations, and then qualify it. But when we heard Srila Gurudev, he strongly opposed this. With these verses, evidence from the Shastras, he said first Prema Bhakti will come and then Avidya will go. He referred to Shinottam Thakur. Prema Bhakti jahan hote Avidya vinashite. So all that doesn't mean we don't have to work out for our Avidya. That doesn't mean that. I'm not saying that. But more emphasis and more energy endeavors to cultivate that Prema Bhakti. And with the byproduct or with the secondary result of that, all other anarthas will vanish. Again I'm saying, it doesn't mean we don't have to check on us.
Yes.
We have to check on us. So, Bhakti Maharani. And I was remembering one Gurudev's lecture, and then I was asking for this Bhagavad Gita. Srila Bhakti Raksha Sridhar Goswami Maharaj, guardian of devotion, in his wonderful book, one of his books, I read one article where he is referring to one verse from Bhagavad Gita. You will be amazed to hear the commentaries of this verse. He said, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying, Apiche Suduracharo Bhajte Mam Ananya Bhakti. Shri Sridhar Goswami Maharaj, he raised this question. Apiche Suduracharo Bhajte Mam Ananya Bhakti. Let's see what Vishnu Chakur Thakur is saying.
Yes.
राइस कौन कर देते हैं?
सब कुछ हो गया.
Even if a man of abominable character engage in Ananya Bhakti, means exclusive devotion to me, he is still to be considered a sadhu because his intelligence is firmly fixed in bhakti to me. समझ रहे हैं? Getting? This is the meaning of the words. But you see what Vishnu Chakur Thakur and Sridhar Swami Pal has to say on this. My attachment to my devotee is natural. Who's saying this? Krishna. My attachment to my devotee is natural. Even if his behavior is degraded, my attachment to him is not lost and I make him supremely righteous. It doesn't matter to me because he is my devotee and I am too attached to him. And what is the binding? The attachment of devotee and Krishna. The binding is bhakti. Not karmis and jnanis. Though karmis and jnanis should read this
Yeah.
and should understand this. Those motivational speakers who promote karmas and jnana process, they should read this. This is a bold statement by Krishna. Yeah? Because my attachment to my devotee is not lost and I make him supremely righteous. For this reason, Shri Krishna speaks this verse beginning with Apiche Sudurachara. Means that even if he is addicted to killing others, to have illicit relationship with women, and to being attached to others' wealth, if he engages in my bhajan, he is surely saintly. Krishna, I can't believe it. I doubt you. Somebody else have written this.
I cannot believe. See,
I can't believe this.
it calls me Rakshas, you know that.
Wait, what are you talking about?
अभी बीच में ना.
Stick to the point.
So what type of bhajan must be performed? The question be raised here. In answer to this, Bhagavan says, Ananya Bhakt means he is a sadhu who does not worship. So what is the condition Krishna is applying there?
Come into front.
Exclusive worship to me.
Kevala.
Anya Vyasita.
No.
What did
Listen. First listen. Listen to this. What conditions Krishna applying by saying Ananya Bhakt? Conditions here is, he is a sadhu who does not worship any demigod. in any circumstance. But only worship me. So Sharanagati is already there. Who does not engage in any fruitive work, means karma, and speculative knowledge, jnana. This is conditions of Krishna. To come in the frame of exclusive devotion. He should not worship any demigod. He is not following the process of karma. He should not follow the process of jnana. So how karma and jnana is so unfavorable, which make Krishna angry, and is not happy with that. But only engage in bhakti to me, and who does not desire any happiness such as attainment of kingdom, but only desire to attain me. These are the conditions. Krishna is saying. I don't want na napreshtam, na cha parmeshtam, na sarbhomam, na rasadhipatyam, na yog siddhi va punarbhavam va. While worshipping Krishna, na napreshtam. Many times in humorous way I explain this. This is verse by किसने बोला? Vritasur. Shri Vritasur. If Mataji, Kamya Mataji, if she's like yesterday, we were eating and she's putting so much more rice, more chapati, and everything was so delicious. So if I were desire to eat more, but I'm just doing a nakra. You know nakra? What is nakra? Tantrum. Maharaj, more rice? Oh, no, Mataji. So your tantrum is okay. I want to eat, but I'm just saying no. But as Maharaj was totally full, no matter how much you insist him, say no, 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 no. That means completely no. But if you just say no, it's okay. That means something is craving there. So Vritasur, very strongly, so many times, just not one no, and he could have completed the verse, but he specifically gave no to each and every positions. Na preshtam. I don't want the abode of Dhruva. Na parmeshtam. No, again no. I don't want the throne of Brahma. Na preshtam, na parmeshtam, na sarbhomam. I don't want to become the ruler of the planet Earth. Then, na rasadhipatyam. I don't want to become the king of hellish planets. No yoga siddhi perfection. Na punarbhavama. No liberation. How many times no he said? Na means not at all. This is condition Krishna is applying. One should not worship demigods. One should not follow the process of karma and jnana, and not should follow these processes. Means these desires. Then it's called Ananya Bhakt, one pointed. Why not everyone come forward? What's the point in the back? aa jaoge. But there is a question of him being a sadhu. Who's saying this? Shri Vishnu Shakur Thakur himself is in question. Because we all may be in doubt. How can Krishna boldly say this? But where is the question of him being a sadhu if some type of bad behavior is visible in him? In response, Krishna says, Mantavya. He must be considered sadhu because I am saying this. My mantavya, this is my saying. Who are you to check authority? It's me who's saying this. Anyone can overrule my authority? No one. He must be considered sadhu. The following injunctions. There is a flaw in that person who does not consider him to be a sadhu. In this regard, my order alone is authoritative. Krishna very clearly saying, my order alone is authoritative. You all can't overrule my order. So then, further Gurudev is saying, and adding on something more. Jat shadho mat kathasu nirvin sarv karmeshu. 11 canto. Ved dukhatmakana paritaggyopnishvara tato bhajate mam shraddhalu dignishchaya jushvana chakan kaman dukhordagam chakriham. Bhagavatam 11 canto. If a person whose faith is hearing narration of me has been awakened, is unable to give up sense enjoyment and the desire for it, even though he knows it gives misery, he should, with a sincere heart, condemns his inability to give it up. All the while he should continue worshipping me with firm faith, conviction and love. This is a verse from Bhagavatam. Jahat shadomat kathasu nirvin sarv karmeshu. He is condemning and still continuing worshipping you. So Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj, while describing this verse as it is, as we are hearing, so I'm not even reading Sridhar Swami Pal also, he gave a wonderful description on this subject. Sridhar Swami Pal. But Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj is saying, once upon a time my godbrother came to me and he didn't mention the name. He said, Maharaj, I don't understand this. Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj said, what to speak of you, even demigods were not able to digest this. And then he gave account of, there was a great discussion was happening in Swarga, in Swarga Loka. Indra and everyone was sitting, even Brahaspati was sitting there, who's Gurudev of all demigods, so intellectual. And they were not able to understand how we should reconcile this. And then they sent one chariot and took Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, with so much honor and praise, please come to Swarga. So whenever demigods they need any support of a king to fight against demons, they always seek help and protection from the kings from earth, like Dasharatha Maharaj or kitne the? Yati Maharaj? Khatwan. Dasharatha Maharaj, Khatwan, all. And when they can't digest some shastras, they are Bhaktivinoda Thakur ji and many other acharyas. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, when he went there, this question was being raised, how we have to reconcile this? And Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, this is what Sridhar Goswami Maharaj is saying, he reconciled this. He said, you're only contemplating on this verse, but you're not speaking or contemplate on the next verse. And that's the answer to the first question. The both verses have some relation. You just get stuck in just one verse, but see what Krishna says after this. That makes the answer easy. And what is the next verse? Shipram bhavati dharmatma. Then shashvat chanti nigacchati kaunteha pratijani name bhaktu pranashati. What is the meaning? Krishna is saying he quickly becomes virtuous and attains eternal peace. O Kaunteya, boldly proclaim, my devotee never perish. Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, this is a reconciliation. What is that meaning? Vishnu Chakur Thakur. The following question may be raised. How can you accept the service of such a religious and unrighteous person? How can? How can you eat the foodstuffs offered by a person whose heart is polluted by defects such as lust and anger? Then Shri Bhagavan Krishna answers by speaking this verse, beginning with the word Shipram. Shipram means very quick. He very quickly becomes righteous. Shipram Bhavati. Specifically two words here in Sanskrit, Bhavati and Nikachati, used in present tense. not in future tense. Or maybe in future he will become righteous. Bhavati and nigacchati means present tense. Immediately. You know? Maharaj knows Sanskrit. He understands. Bhavati nigacchati. Immediately, present tense, not future tense. Shiv Bhagavan answers by speaking this verse beginning with the word Shipram. He very quickly become righteous. Here the word Shipram means that he quickly become righteous and achieve eternal peace. The words Bhavati and Nigacchati are used in present tense. Here the point. Instead of future tense. This proves that immediately after engaging in irreligious or abominable activity, he laments and remembers Krishna again and again. In this way, he quickly becomes righteous. Alas, alas, there is nobody fallen like me who has brought such infamy to bhakti. Fie on me. Repeatedly lamenting in this way, he attains eternal peace. But he never gives up. What? The process, the practices of bhakti. Krishna said, I take care of that. Shipram. Immediately he becomes righteous. Even if he eventually becomes righteous, they remain in him in a subtle form. The deadly heat of fever or poison may remain for some time, even after taking the best medicine. Best medicine? The poison and fever still remains.
Yeah, percentage.
Similarly, as soon as bhakti enters the mind of such a person, his evil conduct ceases. Though it may remain in a subtle form for some time. Later in a higher state, indication of poor behavior such as lust and anger may exist, but they will have no influence, just like a snake whose poisonous fangs have been removed and whose poison is thus ineffective. It's like a snake, but there is no poison. This should be understood. Thus, his lust and anger are eternally quelled, shantim, in a way that is unparalleled. He should be considered to possess a pure heart, even while in a condition in which he still behaves inappropriately. This is what Vishnu Chakur Thakur. You want to hear what Sridhar Swami is saying? Who is Sridhar Swami? Sridhar Swami is Acharya who was even prior to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Mahaprabhu commented saying that Swami ki janamane se Vaishyasam. One who don't believe or understand the authenticity of Sridhar Swami Pad is like a prostitute. This Mahaprabhu bold statement. So Sridhar Swami is saying, if such a person becomes religious or righteous, then there is no argument. But what can be said of a devotee who is unable to give up such bad behavior, right up to the time of death? What to be said? In response to this, Bhagavan strongly and angrily says, Kauntya pratijami na me bhakta parnash. My devotee never perish. That's my statement. Angrily and strongly. Even if he dies, he does not fall. But those who speak harshly against him due to poor logic will not accept this. Thinking like this, Krishna spoke words of encouragement to Arjuna, who was overwhelmed with grief and doubt. O Kauntya, while making a tumultuous sound with drums, go to the assembly of those who dispute this, raising both your arms in the air and being free from any doubt, declare that a devotee of mine is never destroyed, even if he is poorly behaved. Rather, he becomes successful. In this way, all other illogical words will be destroyed by your eloquence, and thus will be definitely take shelter of you, accepting you as their guru. This is the point. Srila Sridhar Goswami Maharaj saying that Bhaktivinoda Thakur, when he went to Swarga, he reconciled with this last line. Arjun, I want to make you Dharmatma. What is Dharmatma? Righteous, religious. Or other word, Dharmatma means a very nice, a gentleman. How you become Dharmatma? If you proclaim these words boldly, raising your hands in the air. I want you to become Guru by saying this, even though this is difficult to digest. But this shows my attachment to my devotee, and no one can interfere in my attachment to my devotees. I am taking care of them. I am the authority. I am strongly and angrily proclaiming this. So Arjun, since I said this verse, Apiche Suduracharo Bhastima Mananya Bhag, I want you to declare this. Kontya Pratijani, you declare this, because I want you to become Guru. All credits should go to you. All credits will be given to you if you say this boldly. Then Arjun said, you are the one who's speaking Gita. So many verses you speaking, and for this point you coming to me to speak? Krishna said, yes, because this is very important point. For two reasons. One reason is, we all know the reason, we heard from Gurudev. Krishna said, there is a certain circumstances where I can break my vows. But if my devotee take a vow, I will always go and protect and save the vow of my devotee. So because you are my devotee, Priyasme me, you are my most dear one. If you are taking this promise, I am going to protect this. This is one. And secondly, this is what Srila Goswami Maharaj said. Secondly, I want you to become Dharmatma by announcing this. And then he further saying, anyone under the guidance of Arjun announce this, they will also become Dharmatma. This is a blessing Krishna is giving. You become Dharmatma. Because Shipram Bhavati Dharmatma. Yes. The two meaning extracting. This is, I'm not saying this, Srila Goswami Maharaj is saying. That person will become righteous. But one who announced will also become righteous. Not only the person who is well ill-behaved and is continuing his practices, not only he quickly, in a present tense, bhavati nikachati, he become righteous, but one who claimed this will also become righteous. And I want all credits to go to you by claiming this. So you speak this. So these verses shows the independence of Bhakti Maharani. In other processes, one needs a strong practices and purity level to achieve their perfection. Like 4 Kumaras. They came to Vaikuntha and they cursed Janvijaya, but then they lament for that. Shri Narayan came at the doorstep. Moment they saw the lotus feet of Lord Narayan, bhakti emanated their heart. So 4 Kumaras, what process they were following before? Bhakti? What process? Gyan Marg. They are following the process of Gyan. But when bhakti emanated in their heart, how? Just by seeing the lotus feet of the Lord. There 4 Kumaras condemning those who are following the process of Gyan Marg. Yad pad pankaj palash vilash bhaktya karmasya gratitam udgratita santaha tadvadna rikta mateo yato api ruddha shodganam taranam bhaja vasudevam. Tadvadna rikta mateo. The 4 Kumaras saying they are riktmati. Riktmati, you know? Empty head. Foolish, crazy people. Who's saying this? The 4 Kumaras, who were also following the process of Gyan, but now they got transformed by attaining Bhakti in their heart. So this is the influence of Bhakti Maharani. If they sit in the heart of Gyanis, Gyanis of that caliber who are already like a perfection. When Bhakti comes in their heart, they condemn those who are following the process of Gyan and they inspire those who follow the process of Bhakti. You know? And after attaining this Bhakti in their heart, now what they are doing, 4 Kumaras, they're going to Ananta Shesh and hear the pastimes of the Bhagavad. And this is also one Bhagavad Parampara. Four Kumaras, they are hearing from Ananta Shesh, and then Naraji is hearing from four Kumaras. You know, in this example of Bhakti Maharani, getting old in Vrindavan, but when she came to Haridwar, Gyan Viragi, Naraji came to Haridwar and hearing from four Kumaras. And Naraji hearing from four Kumaras, and then Naraji is giving the same knowledge to Srila Vedvyasji, and Srila Vedvyas is giving to
Sukadeva Goswami.
This is also Bhagavad Parampara. Four Kumaras. And four Kumaras, they are क्या बोलते हैं, founder of one संप्रदाय. कौन सा संप्रदाय? नहीं, Nimbakacharya. And what they preach? Exclusive devotion to Radharani. You know, Mahaprabhu took 2 aspects from every acharya. When Mahaprabhu went in Navdeep Dham and he met Nimbaditya, yes, he said, I took 2 from all of you.
Yeah.
Exclusive devotion to Radharani. This is Sampradaya four Kumaras who are following the process of Jnana Marga. This is the influence of Bhakti, so powerful. And the topmost example, the best Kirtaniya in the entire history, up till now, the best Kirtaniya who sung Srimad Bhagavatam, Shri Shukadeva Goswami. So strong in his practices of impersonalism, and he feel no shy telling this. He boldly telling his flaws, in one sense. Parinishtapi nirgunya uttam shlok lilaya घृत चेज राजर्षि आख्यम यद्धित्वान. He said, I was parinishta means totally absorbed in that impersonal Brahm. But when I heard the personal features of the Lord, means Krishna, His beauty, His qualities, घृत चेत राजर्षि आख्यम यद्धित्वान, it totally dragged me from that impersonalism. Because just by hearing the verses from Bhagavatam, Shri Bhakti Maharani start showing her influence. So she is not sparing anyone. From the point of anyone whose bad conduct of that hunter Vyad to Valmiki ji, and even to the stage of those high class Gyanis, the four Kumaras and the Shukadeva Goswami. Bhakti is so independent. Anyone who practices Bhakti is called Vaishnava. Right? Generalized meaning is everyone is Vaishnava.
Yeah.
That's general. Everyone is Vaishnava. And more specific meaning is, general meaning all living entities, because Jiva Swarupa hai, so everyone is Vaishnava. But to more specific, one who is initiated in Vishnu mantra is Vaishnava. To be more specific is Kanak Kamni Pratishta Bhagani Chhadiya Chejai Sahito Vaishnava. Srila Prabhupada definition of Vaishnava. That's the significance of Shri Bhakti Maharani. If anyone read Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Veda Puranas, there are so many references, can understand how Bhakti is so superior than Karma and Jnana. And so simple. So simple. So Jiva Goswami establishing that even in the stage of impurity, one is qualified to perform Bhakti. But in Karma and Jnana process, unless you get purified, you can't even follow the process. And what to speak of getting perfection? You can't follow the processes. But Bhakti Maharani is so generous in nature. Anyone can cultivate Bhakti and can perform Bhakti no matter in whatever qualification or disqualification, eligibility or ineligibility, whatever position is. These are the proofs Shri Jiva Goswami is giving in Sandarbhas. The details of Shri Bhakti Maharani. Gaur Premanand. बोलो शिला गुरुदेव की
जय।
Okay.
Beautiful.